initial day of Periscope Summit. We are here in Harlem with a few fabulous ladies who are killing it on the Periscope game. We've got from left to right, why don't we start with you, madam, here on the far left.
Hi, I'm Tani Chambers, the Mastermind Maven, business and brand mentor.
Right?
Hello, I am LaShonda Henry, aka Sister Sense. I help entrepreneurs make sense of their money online.
I am Jay Stone, Master Brand Coach based in Atlanta, Georgia. I help women business owners create profitable businesses without compromising their quality of life.
And hello everyone, Africa Miranda here, actress, host, and TV personality. I scope my journey and I also help my fellow talents grow from talent to actually become a brand.
All right.
From a talent to a brand.
From a talent to a brand. Now, ladies, why is it important that you guys are here for Periscope Summit this week?
I think that's a good question. I mean, I'm here to absorb. I'm not a speaker. We got the awesome keynote. We've got speakers on the panel. I'm here to absorb because I've learned that the last to the table doesn't eat. Especially when you're in a big family. Everybody comes to the table, they absorb. The last to the table does not eat. So as entrepreneurs, you know, as women, as entrepreneurs of color, we got to make sure that we show up and show out when things are being cultivated in the technology community, so that we can go back to our community and educate them about the process. We don't want to be the late adopters. We want to eat. We want to be the early adopters, so we can share that message.
And I got on Periscope very early. Like I've been on since almost the first week of April in March.
Yes,
and I didn't really know what the platform was, but I said, hey, I'm on here. Let's see what it is. And when I first when I first heard about the summit, I said, okay, I don't know what this summit is, but I looked at the website and I said, well, nobody looks like me. I did see one brown person and it was a man. So I said right then and there when I found out about the summit, I said, I'm going to be at that summit. I'm going to be speaking, participating in some way other than just attending. I was like, I'm very big on speaking what's going to happen. And I was the first woman of color added to the conference. And initially I was added to speak about diversity. And I will say on record that I'm disappointed that panel did not happen. Like I'm happy to be here as an MC, and I'm so happy that they've added, other women and other people of color to the panel. But I do think it's a conversation that needs to be had, because as much as this platform is growing, we need to make sure that we're being represented in all areas. And it's great to be here and do these things, but I tell people a lot, diversity conversations don't need to happen with a group full of black women. We know about diversity. We're all on the same team. We're all speaking the same language in terms of that. It needs to happen within a group of people to say this is why everyone needs to be here. But I think the reason why we're all shining and doing so well on Periscope is because, and I've said this on my scope, I talk about Black Girl Magic all the time. And Black girls are killing it on Periscope because there are no barriers for us here. We can be ourselves in every shape, every form, every conversation, and people have access to us in a way that's not being manipulated by producers, not being manipulated by media, not being manipulated by the news and different news cycles of what a black woman is. We are all able to be ourselves in every piece of our glory. And I think that's why each of us is here and has the following that we have that are so passionate and are making money and getting opportunities from the platform. So that's why I'm like, we have to be here.
And she just said the key word right there, opportunity. So we just watched amazing Black Girl Magic on the Emmys. And the first thing I did is I went to Periscope and I said, let's have a conversation about opportunity. They have barriers. They have all been, the group have been those people who are vying for one role. But as entrepreneurs and as Periscopers, we don't have that problem. We create our own economy, we create our own opportunity. So I said, I have to be at Periscope Summit because first of all, I have to seek the opportunities that are available for me and take advantage of them. I have to create the opportunities and create this economy, which I've been doing with Periscope. And I need to learn everything because I need to be the representative of my community until they get here, which is my duty now to go back and teach them what I've learned through Periscope and say, hey, let's monetize this thing. Let's not wait. Let's not catch the tail end. Let's jump in now and ride the wave. So we finally have an opportunity. But here's the thing we always say, I wasn't invited to that meeting, right? I wasn't at the table. Yes, you were.
I didn't get the memo.
Yes, you are. Now, I said, okay, well, I'm going to go. I'm going to crash the table. I'm going to be there, get all the information, and then I'm going to tell y'all, come on in, let's go right now.
Well, it feels great. It's like
right.
You know what
exactly. And to piggyback off of that, right? Like Africa said, when I first saw all the people go up for the list, right? There was when I came, you were already on it, so it was like one brown girl, right? And that was frustrating for me. And then I went to someone's scope who I really admire, who has a lot of following and clout in the digital space, and he was on the scope literally begging to be a part of this event. And I texted him because I happen to know him, and I texted him and I was like, yo, forget it, create your own platform, so let's do a conference. So at that day, I went and registered the domain the next day for my own Periscope conference. It's going down February 2016. It's called Pericon. It'll be in Atlanta, and the entire point is to be diversified, right? Our entire point is to be diversified because as women, we have to stop begging people for the opportunity to show up in their space when we have the power at our fingertips to free out our own space. You got YouTube, you got Periscope, you got Ling, you got your own platform, you got Facebook ads, you got, hell, you can hire somebody. Okay,
and how about we're driving, we are literally driving the traffic. Don't believe the hype. We are driving the traffic too because we are the consumer
and the influencers.
So we consume, right, and the influencers, so we're consuming the content and then we're influencing our community to come here. But again, it's always that age-old thing. When is it being recycled back into our community? So how do we do that? We don't wait for the tail end. We jump on the wave and we jump ahead on the wave. So that's why Periscope is so important.
The one thing that's driving me crazy about all the people that are just watching the scope, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get on or not. I'm not ready. I can't edit it. Let me just tell you, so I'm missing the boat. I get on the hair dryer, okay, with zit cream on my face, and I still scope because it's about showing up and being present. We're not concerned. Periscope is a different platform, right? They're not only concerned about what you look like. You don't have to be perfect. You gotta show up every day. You have to show up even when you can't be perfect. Y'all seen me with the dryer cap on.
Y'all see me with the hair bonnet. Hair bonnet, right.
Now, what I will say is this, to piggyback off what you said, let's not wait, but let's collaborate as well, okay? So it took me a couple of months to get on Periscope because this girl right here, Jay Stone, was like, listen, she is knocking it out all day, every day. And she said to me, I'm going to be speaking, I'm coming here, and I wanted to be able to not only absorb, but to support. Like, you know, sometimes we say, okay, nobody told us, but sometimes we come and it's like, there's nobody like us, right? So you want to be able to come out and learn, but show up so you can support your other fellow entrepreneurs of color as well. And I don't think that we do that enough, you know?
I think we also need to be comfortable with being the only person in the room. And that's okay.
You have to find that
balance. That's your unique difference in that room. Because people will want to know you because you're that girl. Right, well, what is that?
To be honest, even with me as the MC, I noticed once they announced it, like people were kind of jumping in my scopes, like, oh, we heard about you, we just wanted to see who you were. I'm like, well, come on in, and see who I am. And here's the thing, it's valid. It's like, it's not here by accident, it's valid. I have the content, I have the following. What you're teaching people, I'm teaching the same things, just in my own way. And and everybody's doing that. So we're supposed to be here. But at the same time, we're all going to be fine if we're the only ones kicking in the door. And
now, mind you, I feel like we've spent enough years being the only one in the room. Right. Real talk. I feel like we need more years being in a room where I personally believe on Sister Sense, the success of your business depends on the company that you keep. At the end of the day, this is not Periscope Summit, this is Periscope Community Summit. And the only reason it's been able to sell out and show out is because of all the people here. We can't do that without us coming together to not just wait but collaborate.
And I think that's what you made a great point about community, and that's what Periscope is about. Community. Yes. I have I've talked about this, and I've said, when I started, I wasn't consistent. I wasn't really paying attention, and people were looking for me. And so the day I didn't show up, and then I came back, they were like, where you been? And they were tweeting me. They're like, are you doing midnight masterminds tonight? So I'm so proud that the masterminds is what I call my community. The masterminds, they show up at midnight. And guess what? A lot of them are in Eastern Central Time. The West Coast people are like, it's early. What y'all doing? Y'all going to sleep? They don't want me to stay up. And I realized even when I'm tired, like today is going to be one of those days, it's a conference day, I have to show up. And that's the same point we have to take, that we have to show up. And sometimes you have to show up in that room by yourself and then start to build the community. And also sometimes you need to learn from other people so you can bring that back. You get what I'm saying?
Can we talk about the whole partnership collaboration piece? I mean, Sister says actually said it correctly. She called me, she was like, if you're going to go and you're going to speak on a panel, I'm coming to New York. She lives in North Carolina.
She's like, but I'm there.
Tawny lives and she was like, oh, you're going to be on a panel? I wasn't going, but now I'm coming, right? And so these are my people. When I'm sitting on that panel, and I was the only brown girl on my panel, okay?
So
I'm sitting on that panel, right? And as soon as I shouted out to my community, and this is what I love about Periscope, I was like, yeah, my community's called Scope Squad. They were like, Scope Squad, right? So that's what we do. We let people know that we are in the space and in the place, but it's the collaborations. They asked me on the panel specifically, who have you collaborated with on Periscope? I was like, nobody, because I don't know them and I don't trust them because my credibility transfers to them. So what did I do? I came back and I was like, Sister says, I need you to get on here so we can do something together. I was like, Tawny, I'm going to be in Atlanta. And she's like, you're going to be in Atlanta. I mean, you're going to be in New York. Let's do something together. Yes, it has to be things, but what do we do? I don't know. If they're doing an event, I'm going to do an event. If they got something going on, they selling a product, I'm going to sell a product. How about you partner with them to help them make their product bigger?
And speaking of magic,
just hold on really quickly. There's so much that's coming up here on my side.
Oh, yeah.
I know. We're being like the bad scopers, like no engagement, nothing, no questions.
There's so many hearts when you guys started talking about community, collaboration, and really just showing up. So if each of you could go, Africa, let's start with you, about what made you even show up to Periscope.
I tell people that I almost feel like I joined twice. The first time I joined, I just saw it on my Twitter feed, and I was like, okay. And I scoped. I was literally like walking in Brooklyn. I didn't know what it was, and I scoped for about a week, and then I didn't scope again. And I was getting ready for a project, and I was shooting a TV project, and I was on set, and I was looking around like, maybe I should show this. And I got on scope, and people were like, okay, what did you do? How did you prepare? What happens on set? What is this? What is that? And a light bulb went off for me, is that for fellow talents and people like me, like I'm from Alabama, I didn't know that would end up on a show, a movie, a billboard, like I wanted it, but I didn't know how to get there. I had to figure it out by hook or by crook. And I said, if I can share my journey, but also sit here and tell you, this is what you need to do if you're going to an audition. This is how you need to prep for this. This is how you need to talk to an agent. This is what you need to do to like be professional and really be considered in this business in a real way. Because if you guys know this, Jess, in any field, everybody's not going to tell you what's wrong. They're just going to say thank you and never call you again. And
so starting from a place of service.
Yes, because it's a gift. The fact that I have a career is because people rock with me, because I'm real and my life is real. I show them, I teach them, I give. So that's why. So for me, it's what can I give you back? Because you're the reason why I get to do what I love and what my gifts are, and I get paid for it. So what can I give back to you? So I treat this platform and really all of my platforms as a gift to give back to my audience and to say thank you, because I wouldn't be here without it.
Yeah, so I'm not so gracious. Right?
But everybody has their, it's different for everybody.
No, I'm just saying she was so eloquent. So I didn't want to. But
she's like, that's cool. And that's nice.
No. I'm just saying it's so interesting, and this is the dynamic that I love here, is because like she is so poised and positive. I'm so like rock and roll, like so I really appreciate that. But for me, it was other people saying, get on Periscope, right? I didn't want to. I didn't need another social media platform. I didn't need something else to eat up my time. I so was not caring that it was streaming, right? I was like, how is this going to make me money? If I'm going to spend my time, how does this convert to dollars for my business? How does it grow my brand to eventually convert to dollars for my business? And how do the people who are listening on the side plan to spend money with me so I can make dollars for my business, right? So it's all about monetizing it, right? I'm not about socializing, I'm about monetizing. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to provide value for you so you can come back and we have to be friends. That's cool. That wasn't it. So I had people texting me, literally tweeting me the link. Literally, 2 people. Shout out to Her Power Hustle and Edward Cades. Those 2 people never left. I was like, it ain't even on Android link. The day it came on Android, I got text messages like, oh, get up. And then I was like, I don't even want to do. I was like, I did 3 scopes. I was like, nah, it's not that interesting, right? I'm underwhelmed. And they came back, and so those 2 people, I don't even even know, they don't know each other, but I swear it was a tag team, right? They were like boom, boom, back to back on me to make sure, and I did it. And then I discovered Scope Scribe, who's my Periscope administrator, and she really came in to help me understand the analytics on the back end, and then I hit 1 million hearts in 5 weeks.
Wow.
Okay.
You know, for me, I have to piggyback off of Jay. It's a combination with curiosity and that commentary. You know, people within my Sister Sense community saying, I know you on this platform. And I personally, I know that social media is important for you as an entrepreneur, but I really don't believe in the big shiny object. So it took me several months to get on this platform. When I got on, I tell you, it's all about intention. I said, you know, for the next 28 days, this is day 27 for me on Periscope. I am knocking it out, 2-3 scopes a day. I'm going to make it useful to my business as an entrepreneur. So if you go on, you want to make sure that you're intentional. I don't believe in lurking. That's not my thing. I jumped on, I called Jay, as a matter of fact. She did a scope. I called her. I was like, look, what do I need to do? What do I need to press? Day 1, I started and did not look back. So whatever social platform you use, whether you generally just kind of going into inspire, engage, motivate, use it for your business, you've got to take a minute to step back and not just say, okay, I'm going to do it because it's shiny, but I'm going to do it because I want to be intentional and really share my message with the world.
Boom. POP in the comments. POP in the comments.
It was a little FOMO, fear of missing out. And who introduced me was Michelle Tower and also Alea Williams. She did an educational piece, an ebook, and a video course on how to start Periscope. And I'm like, well, what is this Periscope thing? So I inboxed her and I was like, I don't know what this Periscope thing is. You can probably gonna help me out. So I started lurking a little bit. I was like, okay, let me check it out. Let me watch it or whatever. And then I said, because immediately when people said it to me, I was like, listen, I tried YouTube. I don't have time to get ready and edit and all that. I can't do it. They were like, no, just go live. And then the fear of missing out was not only about other people doing it, because I've actually been on it longer than a lot of other people. So I realize now as a new tool, but I didn't, again, that wave. I was like, well, maybe this will be my thing, because I did Twitter, I did Facebook, had success, algorithm change, no success, you know. So I was like, okay, let me try this thing. So the first ever scope I did, it was 12:45 a.m. in the morning. And I was like, well, I'm the mastermind maven. This is what I do. Let me get on and just see what happens. And I got on at 12:45. I posted it on Instagram. I was like, I'm about to get on this Periscope thing, download it, meet me, let's see what happens. And much people from my other platforms didn't show up, but other people did. And I was like, there's people here, who are they? And we talked, and I asked them, I said, well, what do you know, we're here to collaborate and connect. What can I help you with? Service again. What can I help you with? And I told them a little bit about me, because you have to build that trust, right? And they were like, well, you know, because they were like, well, I'm not asking you anything. Like, what do you know? And I was like, well, you know what? I've been an entrepreneur for over 15 years, you know, so I probably can help you with something, you know. And we started building community from there. And like I said earlier, when I didn't show up, they called me out. My community is so awesome now that they say to me when I'm on when I'm on Periscope, you're not doing enough call to action. They start posting my website and my email address. They start saying it's like, she's awesome. And I mean, that's the greatest thing for an entrepreneur, right? So I was like, I think I got my thing. I think this is it. And my community knows, like we talked about showing up, right? YouTube. I hated having to get ready. I get up in the morning and I will get on with a bonnet. If I have a message that I need to share and my spirit is saying, get it out there, or God is like, I need you to go tell your people this right now, I get on with the bonnet on my head. And guess what? No judgment. They're like, hey, good morning, Tani, what's up? And I give the message and they're engaged. And that's what we all look for in a social media platform and in a community where there's real love. So it's not about, I think I'm at a little over, maybe almost 600,000 hearts right now, and I didn't pay attention to the heart scenario. But my tribe said, oh, we're taking you to 1 million hearts by the end of the month.
Wow. So guys, let me ask you, because this is Black Enterprise and we are all about our coins, how has being on Periscope, which is not even a year old yet, how has it affected your businesses? Africa, let's start with you.
Well, I'm probably the least traditional entrepreneur on the panel, but it really kind of gave me a new way to make money, because when you're a talent, it's very much about if you get booked for the job, or how do you work these things out. But I was really honestly learning from fellow entrepreneurs on the platform. Okay, how can I monetize my information that I didn't realize I knew? You don't treat what you have sometimes.
You didn't realize you had it.
Exactly. Then people were asking me stuff, and somebody texted me like, that's a webinar. That's a this. That's a that. And I was like, oh, like I didn't even realize I had like hundreds of people on my email list because I wasn't even checking my email list. So it forced me to, as I said, really treat myself. And a lot of other ways was I guess branding myself well, yes. But Periscope has helped me from a financial standpoint create opportunities for myself and the chance to really build a financial legacy, not just with my art, but also with inspiration, through talent, through teaching, that I never would have been able to do. The fact that I can now create courses or go speak or be at this summit and do these different things that I would have never been a black girl that they asked to be in a tech space, because there would be no reason for me to be in that space. Now I'm excelling in this space just because of what I do naturally. So it's created all kinds of financial opportunities for me that I never would have had, and also other talent opportunities that are now changing my career by the day. Every time I scope, there's emails for business opportunities, for partnerships, collaborations with brands, for people that are like, can you consult, can you coach me? And I'm like, I'm trying to coach myself, but we're gonna figure this out. So it's given me an entrepreneurial spirit that I didn't even know that I had, which for me is the blessing, because the talent, sometimes you're dependent, and it's made me very independent in that respect, and given me like a calm that I didn't think that I would have in my career.
Well, for me, as y'all can tell, I'm probably all about the coins. Just wake up, ding, money. And so I think that I wasn't sure that the Periscope would translate to money. So before I spent a lot of money, a lot of time, I think I did 83 scopes before I started asking for money. And that is like what Tommy said, that building.
Wait, how many scopes did you do?
83.
83 before you did your first sale. Well, before you actually pitched a product.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was about building the trust, the value, because these scopers were new. They did not know me.
They said, I love her. She's about her dollars.
Okay.
She's on the right scope, right?
Right. So they did not know me. So I did 83 scopes. I figured out what they wanted, what they needed, what they were struggling with, and then I offered a product. I did a very low price point. I did $297, okay? And I did something like 12 seats. Here's the thing. People bought the tickets that sold out in 10 days, okay? It sold out in 10 days. I cleared $7,000 in 10 days, okay? This was the test, because I told them $297 was just whatever. And so I cleared it. Here's the kicker. When I showed up at the class, there was 14 people, okay? And some of them flew from other places around the country. That means that they bought a plane ticket. That means that they bought a hotel. That means they paid for their transportation, okay? And so for me, just to say $7,000 is not a lot of money, but it's not bad for 10 days.
And it's always good for Sally
It's
Mae.
not bad for 10 days. Okay? It's not. It'll pay a few car notes, a couple of months of a mortgage, right? So that was where I started, just to test it to see if it worked. And for me, now I understand. I wasn't sure about the reach. People say, I like you, I'll buy from you, and then you produce it and they don't buy, right? So now to understand that people will fly in to buy. So now I understand, it made me understand the real reach of the quality of the knowledge. And that changed my whole business model.
I have to leave, but I didn't want to jump in the middle of this because I know this was wonderful.
So Africa has got to leave. You have any parting words?
Parting words is that if you're not on Periscope, you need to get on Periscope. And as I challenge on all my scopes, if you've been watching and you haven't scoped, do your first scope today. If you've been on scope and you kind of scope here and there, start for a week, start scoping every day. Every day. You have something to talk about. You have something to share. You don't have to be a celebrity. You don't have to be building a business. You don't have to do whatever. Just share your story. It will come. I found a message that I did not know that I had. And I'm a talker and I always got plenty to say. But I found a side of myself that I did not know I had, and I put that to Periscope. So do it. It will change your life. You meet amazing people like this.
Isn't she like
I love that.
Right?
Yeah. I'm like, Joseph Smith at a sorority incorporated. We always were.
You know what? You know, Black Girl Golf says she feels like people don't want to see her boring life. But Black Girl Golf, we know you, and we know that your life is not boring, and you have a ton of valuable information to share as it concerns African Americans in golfing. So stop it.
Yeah.
Now,
Wait a minute, what's
That
more
girl
boring
go
than
because
us?
I haven't learned how to. I follow you because I know when you have an event, I know that I need to learn how to golf. I know that next time I go to BE's golf and tennis tournament,
That's
that
right.
I need to be playing. I don't need the spa package. I need to be playing in the actual tournament. That's why I follow you. So the more tips that you can give me, someone who's not even a novice, who does not golf, I'm going to follow you and I'm going to tune in. And there are plenty of people like me.
so
get
now,
on.
ladies, we're just
Money.
before we go, how has Periscope impacted your business?
Yes. So I jumped on, like I said, the first day, but I called Jay that day and I was like, look, I want to do this. She said, let me tell you, I didn't sell anything for the first 80 days. I was like, what? Because like I said, Sister Sense is all about making sense and making money online. Now,
Someone
I've been
just said they've been
online-
following you since 2010 too. So.
Yes, I've been online for 15 years, working at home for the last 8 years. So I've been selling, 99% of my sales come from the web. So I'm like, I don't know if I could do this without selling, but I'm always strategic. So I tell my audience to sell as you tell, always come with value and always have an offer. So I jumped on Periscope and I was like, look, right now I'm focused on getting people fire started in their business. And I shared the offers that I had as far as my fire starter community, my mastermind, but it wasn't about the business. It was about the value. So literally, I did a meetup here in New York. I said, hey, I'm in New York for the summit, come out. This one lady said, you know what, I followed you for the last 2 weeks, and I was like, I came from Brooklyn. I was like, I don't know what I need to do with my kids, but I need to come see Sister Sense. So, you know, for some people, it takes time, but whether it's a few hours, a few days, a few months, for me, it was within that hour, you know, just kind of sharing information consistently, educating, and people who wanted it, they signed up for it. People can find the value on some level. So for me, I tell people all the time, at the end of the day, you can tell how to do things and you sell the what. So I tell people how to do things all the time, and then I'm strategically doing behind the scene things in my business as well. And that helped me on Periscope from day one. So I've been able to generate several thousands of dollars, and I'm only on it for the last 27 days, to be honest with you, just kind of strategically selling my LPPs, low price point products. But again, I don't just sell, I tell. So there's always a lot of value on my scopes. From day one, the value is there, and the offers, they just come out in the process of me teaching.
Wow. So for me, I'll admit, I was afraid to ask the audience to buy something at first. I was like, I gotta figure this out. Wait, no, I've gotta move them to my list, and then I've got to start talking to them, sending my newsletter and talking to them, and then I've got to put them through the funnel before I offer something. And I was just like, no, this is not gonna work. So I decided to just go ahead out there. I had a course that I was doing, a webinar course, a virtual course, and so I put that out there. But I wasn't really on it, like, you know, promoting it, because I think the fear was still there. It did okay. But then I got back consistent. I said, let me consistently just get on here and really start talking to everybody. And I did that from the end of November till now, and I'll tell you that September is shaping up to be a huge month for me. It'll be a 5-figure month for me. Let me just say that.
Just the power of
Just
Periscope.
from Periscope, because I'm very strategic. I'm a brand strategist, I'm a business strategist. So I'm like, I want to see nothing else. I want to see what's going to come out of Periscope. And mind you, I want to be very clear, like, this depends on your business model, depends on your price point, but I took all that in consideration, so it gives me that opportunity. But it also gives me the courage that as I go forward and I start listening to my audience and they tell me what they want, especially if I'm having this great month right now, I'm doing a 5-figure month, that I know going forward what to offer, how to offer it, how to do that. I've given so much value over the time and taken so much time with them that they, again, that know, like, and trust. So they don't mind swiping their card and they trust that I'm going to give them the information and the results that they're looking for.
Absolutely. So now, ladies, one quick tip before we go to all of our people who are tuning in today. They're so inspired. People are saying, I'm getting busy this winter. You know, they like drive to 83. Okay, I can do that. I just did 30. So, you know, what is, you know, one good tip, you know, for as a business person that they can take away if they really are still afraid to either do a sale or ask for a sale or still trying to determine, you know, what their value proposition is. How can they still leverage Periscope?
Okay. So I want you guys to all watch what I'm about to say. Attend Paracon 2016.
Paracon 2016
in Atlanta in February, where we're going to talk about all those training. We're focusing on entrepreneurship, technology, and social media driven scopers. And it's going to be a lot of this type of stuff. How do you monetize your business? How do you grow your brand? How do you create technology solutions for your brand? We're going to get Rachel Reed involved with some of this type of stuff. And so all of this stuff is going on. And I'm not just trying to sell this. I created this to solve a problem. I did not create this because it's about me. It doesn't say J Stone Presents on it like it does all my other stuff, okay? It doesn't say that on here because it's about you guys helping you get unstuck and move forward. At the end of the day, everybody can build a six-figure brand. It's all about the strategies.
Yeah, I love that. You know, for me, and it's funny because we were having this conversation at lunch, I said, you have to have, for me anyway, you've got to have a clear theme, right? I said, Jay, I know you are intentional. Like, how are you doing this right now? What are you doing to rock out? For me, it's about fire starters because I know a lot of entrepreneurs get fuzzy and frustrated. So I'm about fire. We're going to get focused and fired up. So when you think about your industry, your target person, I don't say audience, but person, the person you want to speak to on Periscope, what exactly is the problem that you talked about and what is your solution, right? So when you go on there, you're having a conversation. It's not just all over the place, but it's in relation to the offers, packages, products that you sell, and it really clearly identifies the person you're trying to reach and what they are looking for. I knew that, again, my women entrepreneurs, they were frustrated and they were fuzzy, so I jumped on and I said, we're going to focus on fire and focus to move you forward. Action steps. Every single day I give action steps that in addition to that relate to my offers, right? So making sure you're intentional, you're clear about your audience, you connect the two. So when you are sharing your offers, it doesn't feel like a sell, it's just a natural conversation.
So just to piggyback on that, I would say, like Jay says, we have to understand that in entrepreneurship, we are here to solve a problem. And that's one of the questions I'll tell you that helped take my business this month to a next level. I asked that in the training I was doing. I said, what business is your problem solve? And people got stuck. And when they had that revelation that they didn't understand what they were solving, everyone kept saying, I do this. I said, it's not about you. It's about your potential customer. What is the problem that you solve? That is what got the emails to my box. They were like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I taught them the 5-page business plan. Like, listen, these are just the essentials that you need to know. Don't worry about 30 pages about all this other stuff. But here's my point with that. Solve a problem, right? Be intentional and authentic and build community. That's it. Solve the problem, be intentional, authentic. We live in an age right now where exactly we're broadcasting live like we're doing right now. People can tell inauthenticity. And understand, at some point, you're likely going to meet them offline, and you don't want to blow it that way. So be yourself. Don't be fearful. There's someone there for you. You're not for everybody. Everyone is not looking for you, but there are someone who's looking for you, and that becomes your tribe. That becomes your community. And I just want to add this last thing. Your tribe is twofold. Understand that. It is the people that are looking to you, that are saying, I need your help, and that will go for that for you, that are what I call my masterminds, for midnight masterminds. But this is also my tribe right here. I need my inner circle tribe that I could turn around to and say, Jay, I'm not feeling what's going on with my brand. Yeah, I'm a brand strategist, but guess what? I don't see my business the same way that Jay can see it or Sister Sense can see it and give me that critique. And I trust them. I trust them to know their word, not be defensive and all that. That's what masterminding is about. And there's the music.
That's Periscope Live.
There you go. So guys,
and we love BE. I love Black Enterprise.
Thank you so much for jumping on this scope and being a part of the Periscope Community Summit. Hey guys. You know, we're periscoping all around. We got Rachel over here. She's scoping. Everybody Scope Scribe is over here. listen, guys, you know you can watch the replay. We'll put this up on our YouTube by the end of the week for you guys to watch over and over again. A little birdie told me John might be stopping by the Black Enterprise office on Friday. So if y'all want to see that happen, tweet it, give us some hearts, and you know we will make that happen for you guys. Lots of love. Ladies, wave to everyone because we are signing off. Thank you, guys. That was great, though.
Oh, we got to say hi to Rockland. Oh, we're gone, right? We're all gone.
Wow. That was great.
Oh, wow.
You guys were saying, I mean, and the women, the men, beautiful brown. I said, no, y'all. You know, but just